Restart chatty. Sim volume 60. Time.
9:08.
Game time.
14:08.
I still have the speakers on. Whoops. Alright. Bear with me one moment. Apparently, my chat program... Commander Keith, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well today. Why is... Sorry, apparently it disconnected from the YouTube, and I don't like that. Okay, cool. Making sure that it's actually picking up both YouTube and Twitch. Alright. Much better. Get all my stuff reset. Awesome. Alright, so ads are about to play. I am going to let those go as I get the aircraft started up. So, on. Pitot tube. Instruments. Come down here. Well, helps to have the mouse selected. Fuel pump on. Go to the map. Go to... Whoa, wrong thing. Actually, no, that was the right thing. There we go. Flying towards Liverpool today? I don't know. That's a really good question. Hold on. See, now I gotta check a little nav map. Why is... Little nav map. Okay. All right, so we're starting off in Topcliffe Air Base. I need to import. A thing, so just bear with me. Open. Yeah, you guys are too fast. Like, you gotta wait for the bot to go live before you can use anything. It's not immediate. Like, the bot has to reach out to Twitch and be like, hey, are they actually live or what? It just takes a moment. Okay, so here's the deal. we are going to be heading kind of down the East Coast. There are several smaller airports around this area, and I am just going to be stopping by each one. So, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I've seen it take up to like 10 minutes to connect sometimes. It's weird. What I'm going to do, however, is I need to get a overlay. Create overlay. Okay. Window. Little nav map. Okay, so let's see if I can get this. Nope, that's the wrong way. Alright, little nav map. So this is going to be weird for me because I'm just essentially putting it looking straight down. Actually, no, can I put it over here, please? Okay. And then, whoa, don't do that. Pin. Block inputs. Scoot it down a little bit. And that does not need to be running at 60 FPS. Alright. So, there we go. Back to this. Cool. And then we can turn that off. Cool. Awesome. You're seeing both eyes. Thank you for letting me know. There we go. Cool. Clear. My window's gone. Got to get rid of the window. Every frickin' time. Gotta have my window. Alright, rolling up, horn on. Alright, first off, we're heading south to Echo Golf X-Ray Delta, Dishforth. Actually, no, I take that back. We're going up, and then it's a bunch of little tiny airports. Might be a bunch of airfields. EGUQ, Echo Golf Uniform Quebec. Let's head over this way first. I'm stopping at all the airports. Frickin' birds. They're dangerous. Alright. Airfields on the map. Quickly touch down at these and then keep going. Yep, continuing the around the world flight. Picking back up. Next track. Sim volume 50. Okay, landing at that airport. Direct to the next one. All right, 4 miles away. And there's our point of interest that we were going to go to, or the first one for today. Now, today's stream is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. I've got some stuff I've got to do, which requires me to end the stream early, sadly. Okay. Next, we're going over to the Fountain something in Bowbridge. Let's go check that out. Fountain Abbey. What is the definition of an abbey? I don't know what that is. Says about 2.5 miles away. Oh, dang, that thing's big. Let's slow down so we can actually see this thing. It's a type of monastery, okay. I'm guessing this is like the ruins of one, because it doesn't have like a roof or anything like that. That's cool to see. Alright, where am I going next? Next airport is... Next airport's this way. Ooh, there's a point of interest down here too. This one's not on my list. You okay, buddy? A little bit of rain. Henry VIII forced all the abbeys and monasteries to disband in the 1500s, so most are in ruins. Okay. Was Henry VIII the one that essentially started the... I can't remember what the religion was. Like, he separated from something? Is that who it was? Crimple Valley Viaduct. Let's go see this thing. Okay. Maybe I'm mixing up the term. Were viaducts first originally used for essentially allow water to go through it? I mean, these are now, I see railroad tracks on them. But maybe I'm misremembering the word. Aqueduct. Aqueduct is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just completely mixing it up. And Axel's Aviation, what's up? How you doing today? So, I mean, this is essentially just a bridge, right? I'm guessing it was more like a walkway and animals pulling carts or something, and then became railroad over the years. How's the back? It's doing better. A lot of the surgery injection pain is gone. Like, there's still a little, it's sensitive, but it's not like super hurting. But the great thing is the big back pain's gone, and will be for the next, hopefully, year. All right, let's move on to the next airport. Echo Golf X-ray uniform. All right, and we're off. Ooh, little stutter there. Time?
9:39.
Okay. Another golf course here. A little bit of airspeed. The big viaducts in England are built for the railways in Victorian times. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. I don't know why I'm getting a bunch of little micro stutters today. Miss the crane, please. All right. All right. 5.5 miles away. All right, 2 miles out. All right, a little bit larger airport here. Let's get some fuel. First, find fuel. There's fuel. All right. Yeah, I hear you. You're fine. Come on, a little bit closer. Right there, it's fine. Being blown around by the wind. Whoa, Steam, what are you doing? Rolling down. Horn off. Let's get a little bit of fuel here. %64's fine. Rolling up, horn on. Alright, next airport. Alright, so we have, let's see here, oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 airports in like this little tiny area. And a point of interest. York something. York Mins, and then it leads off. It doesn't tell me what the remaining part is. Interesting. Alright, so let's go do that. Picking up. Wait. What's happening? Oh, oops, my fault. Didn't roll up all the way. Picking up again. And we're off. Rufford first. Land there. And there should be a point of interest showing up right over there. Okay, awesome. Window frame was hiding it. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta double check something. I'm getting that weird ghosting as if temporal anti-aliasing is on. No, shouldn't be doing that. Weird. Let me actually bump this down a little bit. 150 maybe. I'm getting a little bit of stutters here today. Wasn't near as bad yesterday. AN Gaming, what's up? How you doing today? Alright, there's the airport. Appreciate it, dude. Alright. Let's land at this airport. What I'm on right now, I mean, I guess this is technically a runway, but let's do a quick stop. Okay, and setting down. Not that quick. Cool. There's that airport. Next is whatever point of interest that is. So let's go. Picking up. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. It came out in 2020. The sequel is actually coming out in a month and a half. So Flight Simulator 2024 is available on Steam for pre-order. It is supposed to perform a bunch better, and it's available for PC and I believe Xbox. York Minster is the name of this point. But yeah, it's both PC and Xbox. Yeah, Game Pass as well. And yeah, if I'm talking to different people and you don't know who I'm not talking to, I'm either talking to somebody on YouTube or Twitch. I can see chat on both, so. Ooh, this is an interesting building. No, this is not a mobile game, no. Virtual reality is only on PC as well. Alright, slowing down here. Can I speak Hindi? Sadly not. I speak English and bad English, and that is it. So York Minster. That is a big building. Make sure we're not going to hit any of the other buildings around it. Big old building. Oh yeah, I do a bunch of other PC games, but Flight Sim is what I've been focusing on the last couple weeks. Alright, let's get out of here. There is another airport this way. No, I don't really play Grand Theft Auto 5 much. I mean, I did when it first came out and I beat the single player game, but haven't really interested me since. I just saw a little bit of lightning over there. Sucks because a couple of the airports we're going to is that way. All right. My favorite game is, I mean, right now, Flight Sim. I've been enjoying playing this a lot. I am a real helicopter pilot as well, so that's the reason why we're flying around in this today. Got the airport here in front of us. Time. My city name. I do not give out my personal details. Sorry. All right, this airport shut down. the big old X is on the runway. Whatever. We're a helicopter. We do what we want. Quick stop, please. That is a big concrete pad over there. I wonder if this is another, like, World War II air base. Probably was. Okay, setting down there. Next airport is to the northeast. Echo Golf November uniform. Echo Golf November uniform. Enter. Activate. There we go. Don't really have a favorite food. I have a bunch of things I enjoy. Thing is, like, I mean, if you have a favorite food and you only eat that, at some point you are going to get tired of it, right? That's why I like mixing it up a bit. All right, airport is just over 4 miles away. Have any Indian food? I've had, like, some curries. They're good. But again, I kind of like mix it up a bunch. Eat a whole bunch of different things. Oh, rain's rolling in. Uh-oh. Hold on one moment. I gotta kind of concentrate on this. I said it before. It was Microsoft Flight Sim. Ooh, power pole. All right, airport is here. Let's start slowing down. I think this is a little smaller airfield, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a little bit cloudy. Nope, I'm not playing anything else other than this today. Alright, so according to this, whatever this strip is the airport. Alright, touching down there. Next airport, Echo Golf, Quebec, Juliet. Echo Golf, Quebec, Juliet. Enter, go. Picking up, and we're off. See if we can get out from underneath this cloud. More birds. All right, mile away. I can see the hangars. All right. Echo Golf, Motel Golf. EGMG. These airports are super close to each other. Picking up. All right, here's this airfield. A lot of little airfields here. This is probably like all these airports were probably like a staging ground during World War II, probably. This now looks like some kind of helicopter training thing with all the markings on the ground. I'm really curious what these markings are on the ground. All right. EGBR, Echo Golf Bravo Romeo. Whoa, game, don't do that. Four miles away. I see a bunch of really tall structures in the distance. What is that? Very unnatural. Whatever that is. I don't have anything on my point of interest map saying that there's anything over there. I wonder if it's cooling towers and it's doing something weird with the steam coming out the top of them again. Drax Power Station? Okay, that's... Okay. Another airport right here. Dodge some birds. Cyber Dummy doing pretty good. How about yourself? Wait, this isn't the airport. What am I doing? Oh, we got another half a mile. Was this built on the old airfield? I think it was. I think that, though... Actually, you know what? No, it looks like just a bunch of stuff parked on the runway. This, I guess, became the runway, but this is now off. So whatever this was. Oh, I see an H. We're landing on the H. I don't know why it placed a bunch of buildings on the old runway. All right. Oh, they do have buildings on it then. Okay. Interesting. Echo Golf, Bravo Yankee. EGBY. Time.
10:10.
Did I see the Steam news article about the Alien Isolation sequel? No, I saw the actual company announce it. They did a big thing. I saw that first. Why is it always 7,000 on a display? Why is that thing never used? Because I'm not contacting ATC and they're not assigning me a transponder number. So usually when you're flying, it's actually 1200, but it defaults to 7,000. Okay, so I have a small little airport here that is not listed on this. Or it may be, it's really tiny. Oh, it was, they kind of originally announced it like on Twitter, and then it kind of went to a thing. Alright, so there's a small airfield right here. Probably a little farmer strip. Literally right there. Okay. Continue on to our original location. Turning right. Bunch of power poles around this area. So, essentially flying over it all. So, like, okay, I'm a little bit curious about this waterway here. Is this waterway natural and the banks were just equalized to be the same distance the entire time? Or was that entire area, like, dug out for water to flow through it? Because it just seems like that body of water is unnaturally the same width everywhere. Like, it's making me think that they just went through the river and dredged up the sides to make it the same width. All right, there you are. There's another series of things over that way. So we're gonna go see this power plant here in a moment, but then again, we got more over here. Don't go off. Ooh. There we go. We're down at that airfield. Good. Picking back up. All right, deviating to the power plant. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, is this a nuclear power plant again, or is this some other kind of place that's using these style of cooling towers? It was coal, now it burns biomass. Okay. That is it's crazy the amount of structures they have here. And only one is steaming right now. I don't know if that's a game bug or... You can see where the trains came in, essentially just unloaded everything, right? Oh, shoot, that's crazy. Now, and see, it was the largest part, I believe that. Holy shit, yeah, it's huge. Now the crazy thing is, oh god, I've lost it. I saw another one off in the distance. It's over there. So now the next problem is I need to go up north. We'll be heading over there just after I get these other airports. Volume 40. I'm trying to hit every single airport I can, so I'm just, right now it's just kind of, oh, I haven't been to that one yet, and I go that way. So it's kind of random. That's the way to do it in Elite, yeah. Remember doing it that way as well. Stop freezing on me, Steam. Echo Golf, Charlie, Mike, EGCM. Swaddless, what's up, dude? How you doing today? So this next airport is only 3 miles away. My pain is greatly reduced. I still have the sensitive spots on my back. My back... Have you ever watched any of the Dragon Ball series? If you know Dragon Ball, you know of a character named Krillin, okay? Krillin has 6 dots on his forehead. My back looks like Krillin's head. I have 6 bruises on my back from where they inserted the needles yesterday. Yeah, so those spots are real sensitive, but oh my god, the back pain's gone. Like, it's amazing. And the thing is too is they said that like it'll take up to 3 weeks for it to be fully gone, but it's such a big drastic difference already that yeah. So much better. And Sal CS, what's up, dude? How you doing today? Whoa, birds! So that maneuver that I'm doing, you kind of have to get onto the collective a little bit earlier than expected because you got to let the turbine spool back up and make power. In a piston helicopter, you can do it like instantaneously because internal combustion power is like that, but turbines not so much. You have to wait for them to... They kind of lag behind a power request. Echo Golf Golf Foxtrot. Yeah, I tend to do some pretty crazy shit in the helicopter now, right? Let's see, can we get over 90 knots? Woo. Did not mean to do that. I meant to be a nice smooth barrel roll. Just trying to get some speed there. That was weird. Let's try that again. Okay. It's also because I was using right pedal and I'm supposed to be using left. So, a little bit of up, rotate, left pedal. There you go. So much more smoother when you use the correct tail rotor pedal, right? Microsoft Flight Sim insists on changing your keyboard profile to short as the default condition. Short. Hold on. Volume 20. Mine doesn't even have a short. Oh no, there it is. Okay, hold on. Short keyboard might just be without a numpad. And Dr. K, yeah, I think I'm around... I'm just east of Leeds. Yeah, I've been trying to make my own keybinds, and then make sure to name them. And I'm trying to set them up per aircraft, but I wish there was a way to attach aircraft to a set of keybinds. That would be amazing. Heading to York? I have no idea. I am essentially, I look at the map says there's an airport over here that I have never been to, and I go towards it. See, iRacing has that. iRacing has a little checkbox that they're like, apply custom settings per aircraft, or per vehicle. And you click it, and then, yeah, every car will have its own settings. So you can have a different steering wheel ratio per vehicle. Near the area where I was born. Awesome. I am getting a lot of neck pain, however. Probably because I've been hunched over looking through the windows in the aircraft. I'm trying to keep my neck straight. That's why I'm leaning back like this right now. There's our airstrip. Killing speed. All right. Touchdown there. How are we doing on fuel? Just over 30%. All right, next airport is the actual Leeds airport. Echo Golf, November Mike. Transitioning from flight into a hover, I'm fighting the aircraft every time and end up super high. So let me do a little quick discussion then. Pause music. Okay. If I'm in the aircraft right now, okay, and I do this, okay, what direction is my helicopter going? Okay, my helicopter's going that way. Okay, I've got the collective really low, and I'm going that way. All right. If you have the helicopter going, and you want to transition and slow down, essentially a quick stop, well, I want to go that direction. I'm still going that way. I'm not going up and down in altitude, but I'm tilting the helicopter way back, and I have to lower the collective a lot. Okay? If you don't, what happens is essentially this. If you don't lower your collective, let me get some speed here. I'm going to use the motorway, I guess, for our example. So if you're going along and you're maintaining a speed and you don't use the collective at all, the moment you start to slow down, yeah, you're going to balloon up. The change in you want to slow down, you have to change how much lift you're producing, because when you're flying along, you're angled like this. When you're slowing down, you're angled like this. Well, you just went from the rotor disc going like that to the rotor disc having a much larger angle of attack in relation to the direction you're going, right? So you have to lower the collective a lot. And then that's the crazy thing, is like that maneuver, like I'm doing it so fast that I'm almost dumping the collective to nothing, right? Like here, I'm hitting the never exceed speed, but I still want to descend, so I now leveled the helicopter out, but now I'm using the collective to still continue to descend, still maintaining that high 140 knot speed, adding the collective back in, lowering the collective, tilting back, lowering the collective even more. I'm now bottomed out on the collective, maintaining this, maintaining, feeding the collective back in, feeding it in, and back to hover level. Can you be quite rough with the collective? Hold on. Okay. The blue over here is my collective. Okay, so you can see my collective now. Pull it down, I go down, go up, it goes up. Yeah, let's do that maneuver again. $100 knots. Like, see, I'm still ballooning it a little bit. And then we're back into a hover. But yeah, you can pull on that quite a bit. The engine governor, or in this case the turbine, will try to keep the turbine making power for what you're requesting. What about pedals? Like, I mean, in real life, you get something called vortex ring state, which you have to be really careful with. In the sim, not so much. See if I can get this thing, because we're still technically out of a hover. Okay, there, now we're starting to get, there we go. The air is more flowing down. It's learning the coordination is the hard part. Microsoft Flight Sim does not really do vortex ring state that well. I'd have to go into like DCS. Can you guys kind of see what I'm doing with my legs? The thing is this, okay? If I am sitting here and I request more power, see how my helicopter turned to the left? If I request less power, helicopter's turning to the right. Usually, a power request, pulling more or less collective, producing more or less torque on the rotor, you have to counter it with the anti-torque pedals. So if I go up, I counter it with a little bit of right. I go down, I counter it with a little bit of left. Right? Like it's you kind of do it very, very quickly. I'm gonna do something dumb. Hold on. Turn that off, please. Now, in the real world, there's other things like, you know, mechanical empathy that you also want to be aware of. You don't want to be pushing the aircraft to the limit all the time. What I'm going to do here, time?
10:38.
Okay. I'm going to go to weather real quick. I'm going to make some artificial weather. And what I want is, I want some wind. And I'm going to give myself a nice 20 knot wind, okay? If I go to this, so the wind is going that way. I just punched my microphone, sorry. So here now is where the weird shit comes into play. You get rid of that. Okay. Spin this thing around real quick, hold on. All right, so here I am on the ground. I am not moving. But you can see how the wind is affecting the aircraft, okay? You can see how when I use right pedal, okay, that tail rotor is trying to push air that direction. In fact, there it goes. You can see how the right pedal will then twist the helicopter that way, right? No pedal. And now if I use left pedal, it's changing the pitch of the tail rotor, and it's now pushing air the other direction. Okay? Now, this is full left pedal. Notice how it's not spinning the aircraft around like crazy. Neutral pedal, it's blowing a little bit to the right naturally, okay? This helicopter is spinning, yeah. It spins the rotor one way, so it's gonna cause the, like, if the main rotor spins clockwise when viewed from the top, the body of the helicopter is gonna try to spin counterclockwise. Well, you need the tail rotor to naturally fight that rotation, So of course it's going to make it's going to try to make the body spin the opposite way, clockwise again, right? Like most helicopters are set up so their tail rotor naturally counteracts the main rotor, right? Sim volume 10. Another thing you might notice is that, I don't know if it's really visible with this. It's kind of hard to see, but the actual tail itself is actually canted slightly. Actually, I take that back. I don't think the AS350 is not really canted. I think the AS350 it's actually a oh, what do you call it? Non-symmetrical airfoil. So what happens is that in forward flight, to lessen the load on the tail rotor, because, okay, again, main rotor goes clockwise, body wants to go counterclockwise, tail rotor wants to pull the body clockwise again. So that side will have more, I'm sorry, no, this side. Yeah, I'm getting all mixed up. This side of the helicopter, the right side of the helicopter, the airfoil of the tail has a larger curve, so there's more lift being produced on this side of the tail, causing that tail to create a low pressure zone on that side, allowing the helicopter to fly straight without the tail rotor having to do more work. The tail rotor is essentially the pilot's ability to make the small corrections, right? Another fun fact, if you look at these, that surface and that surface, okay? These little wings on the back. Well, notice that they're upside down wings. The curved surface is on the bottom. In forward flight, that pulls the tail down to keep the body of the helicopter more level, but it allows the main rotor to tilt forward for forward flight, right? Again, where that is located, the tail rotor's, not hitting it, and it has enough leverage to push down on the tail in forward flight. Does that kind of make sense? There's little design things like that in a helicopter. I don't, in real life, there's a little bit more visual cant to this. It's kind of hard to see. It's really hard to see, to be honest. Let me actually go back inside view. Because I'm sitting here burning fuel. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little nuances like that. Now, here's where the little demo that I wanted to explain, okay? I'm going to turn I've got the visual thing on. I'm going to do something I normally don't do. So watch this. I'm going to go into the pause menu. I'm going to go into assistance. And I am going to, in piloting, I am going to do assisted cyclic for the helicopter. Now, notice I do not have assisted tail rotor, okay? And this is just so I can go to external view and talk about things, okay? So here I am. I'm now in external view. The wind is coming from that direction. I'm now going to pick up, okay? Now remember, I still have full control over the tail rotor, okay? I'm going to let the helicopter, the AI thing, deal with the cyclic part, okay? So I have zero pedal input. My feet are completely off it. You can see how as I'm raising the collective, I'm getting an opposite torque reaction, okay? So if I add in that left pedal, it stops it. Adding more collective, okay? Now, you'll notice that the wind is doing some really weird shit with that tail rotor, okay? what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a really slow turn to the right. I don't like doing this external view. And you'll notice that when I get in line with the wind, like it's very... The helicopter's like moving with the wind, so I need to apply a little bit of forward cyclic to get it to stop moving. But you see now the airflow is relatively smooth, right? If I now start very slow right turn, okay, very slow right turn, the wind is now hitting that tail, and I'm getting an effect called weather veining, okay? The helicopter's attempting to turn back into the wind because the wind is hitting a very large control surface, that rudder, that fixed rudder. I am having to use brute force from the tail rotor to keep turning the aircraft, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the aircraft until the rear of the helicopter is facing into the wind. And watch what happens when... Oh, there it goes. Oh! And the wind just caught that end and caught it really hard and spun it around, right? So what that means is that when you are weather veining, and let's say, and again, you got to be aware of what the wind's doing. When you turn into the wind and it starts doing that, you got to catch it. Like, you got to react quickly. Right? It's trying to weather vane you into the wind, and you're trying to prevent that. So, like, right now, this is now going to be the hardest position to hold. You can see the lines coming off the tail rotor as I'm moving it back and forth. See, like, that's just exaggerating. But you can see how, like, I'm adjusting it back and forth to maintain my heading. Because the wind is trying to catch that thing and weather vane me into the wind. Right? Got to be aware of stuff like that. This is why it's safer to land into the wind, because the helicopter will weather vane into it. Because of that, it's safer. And remember, your ground speed is like whatever the wind is minus your airspeed. So if you have 20 knots of forward airspeed and the wind's 20 knots, your ground speed is 0, right? In a hover, the helicopter requires more power. If you're in forward flight and you've got that bit of non-disturbed air hitting your helicopter, your rotor disc is actually more efficient and you need less power to hover. You can see how, like, I'm just kind of messing with... I keep tweaking the pedals, right? I'm currently using a Quest 3. But hopefully that kind of explains some weird shit with the helicopter. And this is cool because, like, you can see how the air going through the tail rotor then flows over that rear control surface. So there's probably some forces on it causing the helicopter to go up and down and stuff like that. There's just weird things like that. So I just saw that I was going up too high. I lowered the collective. And in doing so, I reduced the amount of torque, and I had to make a very small anti-torque pedal change. Going back up again. Again, you see how I added that and it twisted slightly to the left before I caught it? Using Microsoft Flight Assists, okay? Using those assists, you can do this to focus on one thing at a time, okay? Because I don't have to think about what my cyclic is doing right now, I'm able to focus on my anti-torque pedal control, okay? So, like, if you just practice this, just sit in a hover and make little changes, have the wind cranked up a little bit. Like, you can practice and see what it feels like. Also be aware that in one direction, the tail rotor is weaker than the other direction. It's going to depend on the, like, okay, so for example, again, so think about it like this, okay? If you've got the main rotor spinning clockwise, which means the opposite torque again is counterclockwise. I'm doing the wrong way, okay? So it's going to want to go to the left, okay? That means that the tail rotor is essentially having to blow air to the right all the time to counteract that torque, okay? So it's blowing right all the time. That usually means that the helicopter is weaker blowing to the left, which is essentially a right turn. All right? The tail, like when you use the anti-torque pedals, there is a point where you do a little bit of that left pedal, and all you've done is take that tail rotor and you've now set, because they have a angle of attack by default when you're center pedal. When you go that left pedal, again, this is specific to this helicopter, when you go slightly left pedal, there is a point where that tail rotor is actually at a neutral spot. And the only forces that you're getting to turn left are literally the torque from the main rotor. One moment, guys, I got a phone call. Okay. Guys, bear with me one moment. I just realized I got a phone call that I need to return. It's something for my dental appointment tomorrow, so one moment. Okay, guys, real quick, I'm going to run 3 minutes worth of ads. I need to do something real fast. So just bear with me. Yeah, I will be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is like one of these things, like, I really, like, I would like to do more focused videos explaining these concepts. Try to do, like, I'd have to find, I don't know. The other big thing is, like, a lot of this stuff, I don't know if the specific helicopter I'm flying right now has the full computational fluid dynamic rendering for all the control surfaces on it, but I don't know. One of those things we'll have to mess with in the future. Alright, I gotta get back in the game now. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Sim volume 50. Actually, no. Before I do anything else, we're gonna set back down. Now see, the wind's coming from our right, so I'm having to do a lot of pedal to counteract that. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is that now that I'm landed, go back into assistance options and turn the assisted cyclic back off. There we go. Apply and save. Better. Now I have full control again. Printer cam is still up. Okay, my bad. Yeah, the part that's being printed right now is, I'm... Okay, cool. I am working on 3D printing a collective. I purchased the design online, and I have been slowly collecting the electronics and making the parts. I ran out of PLA, so I have been attempting to... I've been attempting to figure out how to get my printer to print PETG. Like, I have printed a couple things in PETG in the past, and I have had so much difficulty with PETG. Primarily getting the first layer to bond. I think right now the bed is currently at 80 Celsius, and the it's printing at like 250 Celsius. 80 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
176 degrees.
Hey, the temperature my RX-7 stays all the time. Yeah, like, it's hot. It's slightly warm. It's one of those things, like, the problem is PETG is really weird when it comes to first layer. You have to raise it slightly higher than normal filament off the thing, and then the trick that I found out is that I'm actually printing my first layer at 120% flow. So, like, it's printing it a lot extra, and the entire point of it is you want it high enough where the filament comes out and it attaches itself to the bed, but you don't want it sticking to the nozzle. And the first layer is extremely difficult. Once you get the first layer done, as you can see, it's absolutely fine and it just goes to town. But I have had so many problems getting that first layer to bond, and now I think I finally figured it out, and it's now working really, really well. So, here's another question. Can you guys easily see my cyclic, or do I need to put... Maybe I do need to put another piece of tape on that. Hold on. me do something. Let's try this. Does that make that a little bit easier to see? Does that make the cyclic a little bit easier to see what I'm doing with that? A little bit. My pedals are still technically underneath the desk, so the camera can't really see it, sadly. I also... Oh, that's green. It's green. Shit. Move that over there. Forgot I had the green screen filter on it. All right, let's see what we have. I only have a little bit more time before I have to go, but we need to find some more airports to go to. Doing okay on fuel. We were going to Leeds. Echo Golf November Mike. All right, let's go. Picking up. So, let's actually talk about that too. So my cyclic, I've got aero profile cams in my Ava base, and it's on essentially a 6-inch extension. So I've still got a little bit of movement here, right? If I go... You can see how, like, I've got quite... And I just hit the tail against the ground. Shit. Trying to show something off. And I completely screw up. Okay. Let's go back to the last airport we landed at, and then I'm gonna try to show something without hitting the tail into the ground. Boo. Topcliffe, Dishford, Fountain Abbey, we already saw that. Leeds. Should hopefully see somebody over here. Yeah, oh no. Did we land here? Garforth? Yeah, we landed in Garforth. We'll just start off there. Just go back there. Enigma, what's up, dude? How you doing today? How's the game running lately? It's iffy now. Like, a couple days ago, it was during my offline testing, it was amazing. Yesterday, I was getting the stutters again. Today, I'm still getting stutters. They're just not as bad. So, I'm not sure, to be honest. The problem is, like, it's almost like, is it worth fixing? Because the new game's going to be out in a month and a half. It's a Steam issue, I think, though.
Traffic, Malic, November, Charlie 170.
Okay, I'm rolling down.
Tree, 5 straight out departure.
Okay, let's see if we can do this without crashing the tail into the ground. Okay, so you can see that because I've, like... Can you guys actually see this? So here's my other stick, okay? So this stick, when I go all the way to the left, that's it. That's as much movement as I get on that stick. Because that pivot point's like 2 inches below the stick. This one is like 8 inches below the stick, so I get a lot more motion. Like, look. See how much more it moves? If I pull it back. You can just see how much more I'm moving it, right? Yeah, like, I've got a lot of motion here. Now, the stick itself does have a thing where it's got like a plastic guard that goes around it. It came with 2 other guards that are slightly smaller that are designed for things like mine. Because, like, right now you see, like, if I want to go all the way to the left, I have to, like, move my leg over, right? Like, that's where my leg is normally, and then I hit my leg, and then I have to move my leg over to go any further, right? So I might be putting that smaller guard onto it to limit its movement. So I'm not... And then this base actually has a button on it that you can recalibrate it, so that then becomes the highest point that you can reach, right? But yeah. Spinning up, horn on. Recentering. All right, back to Leeds. Nearest airport there, and Echo Golf November Mike. Direct 2, activate, and back. All right, cool. Let's go to Leeds. So here we are again. We're gonna, again, let me try to do the thing I was gonna show off. My stick here is currently neutral. This is like the middle point. This aircraft has the center of gravity is in front of the main rotor. I'm sorry, no. The center of gravity is behind the main rotor. So to counteract that center of gravity, you have to actually apply a little bit of forward and slightly to the left bit of cyclic. And that, like, see, if I don't, let's say I don't. Watch what happens when I start to lift up. See, that's starting to tilt backwards. So I am naturally going into the forward position that's balanced. And then adding more, getting light on the skids. Less friction on the skids, you'll start to spin. See how now we're tilting to the right? So adding in that left, cyclic. A little bit of right pedal. Little bit of right pedal. And picking up. Right? So it's like finding that point. For this base, you can actually recalibrate the base, and then I might have to readjust my settings in the game. Right now, my settings in the game, if I take my cyclic and hit my leg, I'm at the max. Next track. Volume 40. But yeah, in flight, like I can take my feet completely off the pedals. And I get that the tail plane, the actual fin itself is keeping the helicopter mostly straight. Try the A3200. I don't really want to because I've flown this helicopter in real life. I've not flown that one, so I can't compare. That's the specific reason why I'm flying the H125, is that I have flown this one in real life. And I want to fly a vehicle that I've actually flown. Airliner? I don't fly airliners. Airliners to me are boring as shit. Going into it and then you're like, oh, I'm just going to hit the autopilot button and do that. Like, that to me is just boring. Helicopters to me are funner. That's the reason why I'm doing this around the world flight in a helicopter. Alright, so we are currently flying. I'm guessing this is Leeds. We're going to the Leeds airport. Do I know anybody that owns a private jet? I know people, yes. They're not going to let me borrow the private jet. I can't fly the private jet. Four miles away. Volume 30. Sim volume 50. Well, sadly, can't help you with that. Okay, I see the airfield in front of us. Currently at 50% fuel. Time?
11:16.
Alright, we're going straight for the parking ramp. I don't need fuel. Like, the thing is with refueling is you want to carry enough fuel for what you're doing, no more, because the heavier you are, the less performance you get, essentially. So I'm at 50%. Let me touch down here, do a run-on landing. Currently sitting at 50% fuel, so I'm good right now. I don't need fuel right now. All right, next airport. Echo Golf. Oscar. Echo Golf Oscar X-Ray. EGOX. Direct 2. Picking up. And we're out of here. Get around the ornithopter. I like this helicopter. It's a fun helicopter. We're pretty close to full speed. Helicopters are not super fast. Going about 120 knots now. I think it maxes out about 150. We're limited by something called retreating blade stall. Oh, little pause there. Another little pause. And a third one. Stop doing that game. Five miles away. Dietrich. Thank you very much for the resub, dude. Appreciate that. Pause music. And you're gonna play this. Okay. Hope you're doing well today. Guessing, yeah, those are all football fields, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and see if there's something I can tweak for these other aircraft that allow its level of detail to show up better. How was the dentist? My dentist is tomorrow. That is tomorrow morning. Oh, up and over the power lines. And pushing for speed. Currently cruising at about 141. Yeah. That reminds me, I do need to get some Gatorade. Driving a few miles today, I need to get some fluids while I sit in the car. Which, by the way, because my back is feeling so much better, we might be able to work on the car later this week. All right, yeah, it looks like another little farmer airfield. They've got themselves a little strip of grass that they take off and land on so they can go and spray the fields. One thing I find hilarious here, right, is when you come in and you see this, right? There was an airplane here when a picture was taken. And sometimes the grass that spawns over this area will sometimes inherit the color of the terrain underneath it. So you'll just have like what appears to be painted white grass. Kind of a weird, funny thing. Alright, we're now going to Echo Golf, November Delta. EGND. $12 miles away. To the south. And we're off. Make sure there's no trees in our way. Dodge the birds. Next track. Meemaw Gam Gam, no problem. Hope you're doing well today. We do have a point of interest down here as well. Crosland Moore Airfield near Huddersville, about 50 miles northeast. Nice. Oh, that level of detail is so bad. It sucks that you can't see the wings on the ornithopter. What is this? It's not letting me look at it. It's a flying worm, right? Game, what is this point of interest? Not gonna tell me? No? What is this? Some large kind of tower. What is this? It'd be very nice if we got a name for this thing, but the sim's not letting me know. Also, there's nothing on the point of interest listing either. You have the doors open as well. I can do that too. Yeah, it doesn't let me know what this point of interest is. See how much detail it has. Hold on. These doors are normally on gas struts, so you can actually do this. Boop. Balance helicopter on it. I don't know what it is, but I'm probably defacing it badly. I like that it actually has the physical thing that I can click on. That's nice of them to do that at least. Alright, continuing to our airport. During my flight training, we did that a lot too. We would be in the middle of Utah and we'd have like these rock towers and we'd just come up and touch a skid to the top of them. Sometimes we have these rock towers and like, oh, let's go land up there, right? You get up there and you see the imprint of somebody else's skids on it, and it's like, ah, somebody else has already been here. All right, 4 miles to the south. Time.
11:31.
I'm guessing, is this like yeah, it's just like a reservoir, right? I like the terrain here too. I like just the way the city's built on the terrain looks really cool. Alright, here's the airfield. See Cyberdummy right there. Do a flyby. There's a quarry right next to it. Oh, I'm getting lots of stutters. Holy crap. All right, cool. So guys, with that, that is where I've actually got to end my stream here today. Let's do a shutdown real fast. Fuel pump off, pitot heat off. Turn that off. And engine off. There we go. It was a chimney for the local dye works. Are you kidding me? That's a really, really intricate chimney. Rotor brake on. Pause music. And they're those wings folding now. Or no, they're slowing down. Now they're folding. Nice. All right, there we go. And last but not least, shut off the avionics. Shut off the battery. And one more thing to shut off. There we go. Cool. Very last thing that ever gets shut off, other than the battery, is you got to turn your lights off, because your lights come on first, so you got all the flashing lights letting people know that, hey, this aircraft's about to do something. But now that the rotor's done, turn the lights off, we're good to go. In real life, you would have you would keep the battery on, you would turn your aircraft lights off, and you would record the numbers in the data that the aircraft gives you, letting you know what is and isn't required. But guys, not getting a name on that either. We'll have to go and see that next time. Here's the general plan though for me. I have a thing to do this evening, which I'm about to go and leave and go do. Tomorrow morning, I have a dental appointment. So, I've got a couple crowns that they're going to be installing. Most likely, my face is going to be all numbed up. If it's like the last time I went, most of the numbing agent will be done. However, jaw pain, right? So I'm not entirely sure if I will stream tomorrow. If I do, it'll probably be later in the day, and the problem with that is late in the day means nighttime over in Europe, meaning I can't do my around the world flight. If I do stream tomorrow, we will probably continue doing the like little short bush flights, just completing a leg or two depending on how long they are, because there's some like 9-10 hour bush flights, but you could possibly do the legs one at a time and go from there. You don't have to do the entire thing at once. But that's my general plan. Being that my back is not freaking killing me, we might actually do another garage stream. Why are the lights on in my garage? Okay. I was expecting to have to turn the lights on. I didn't realize that the lights were already on. I'm now wondering how long they've been on. Oh, I know. No, I know what happened. They've been on since yesterday morning. I've got my house set up where when I get to my house, my phone geo-positions and it turns on my garage lights and it turns on my living room lights. And I forgot about that, so the garage lights have been on since yesterday. Oh shit. I need to reprogram so they turn on, but they automatically turn off after 10 minutes. But when I leave the house, they turn off. And when I get to the house, I drive into the garage, the lights are on so I can see everything, pull into the garage, and then when I leave the garage, I hit the switch to turn it off. Well, I was on drugs yesterday because of surgery, and I was driven by a friend here, and because I didn't go through the garage, I completely forgot that the lights were on. Oops! Good thing they're all LEDs, so they're not taking a bunch of power. But guys, with that, I am going to end the stream. Thank you very much for hanging out. If you are on YouTube, we're about to just end because there's no way of raiding on YouTube. If we're on Twitch, we are going to go raid, and now I got to find somebody. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I'm going to send you guys over to go see Cletus Buford. He is currently playing Diablo 4. He just began. He has been live for a full 1 minute. So he will be on for a while. Thank you all very much for hanging out. But with that, I will see y'all later. Take care, guys.